Good evening. Tonight we are going to share with you a new true scary story, which is called, We Used to Live in a Haunted House. This creepy story is shared on Reddit from Oma5 user. Make sure to like our video and subscribe to our channel, it will help us a lot. My mom hates paranormal stuff, and it was because she swears up and down that her ex-husband lived in a haunted house. Even my siblings agree the place was haunted and were beyond happy when their dad moved. My favorite story is when my mom, her husband Lee, and their friend, we'll call him Joe, were hanging out in the living room of the house. This was way before me or my younger brother were born, so no one else was in the house except our dog. It was the late 90s, so technology wasn't like it was today. There weren't trillions of ghost stories to read online, and people faking stories just for popularity wasn't common. So when Joe told her he could not only see ghosts but show them to her, my mom believed him and begged for him to show her. My sister was sleeping upstairs, but my brother refused to go to bed, so they simply threw a white sheet over him to keep him distracted and away from things that could be scary. Joe pulled out his video camera, turned off the lights, and turned on his flash. They could see a small speck floating along the top of the wall. My mom got excited, but Lee wasn't impressed, calling it dust. But then the one speck became 2 specks, then 3, then a small line of them floating around the top of the TV. My mom said she felt cold and sick. And it only got worse when they started to move. She felt like throwing up but was too mesmerized to stop. The orbs went from one wall to the other, then slowly towards them. They were all getting excited, until my brother started to whine, and eventually start freaking out. The orbs were approaching him, slowly turning to go towards him instead of against the wall. That's when my mom had enough and turned the lights on. She scooped up my brother and calmed him down. Everyone was scared now. My mom said the only time she ever felt that scared before was when my siblings were in the hospital, sick with pneumonia. She eventually got my brother calmed down and took him upstairs to his bedroom. My mom turned around and saw a small figure standing in the hallway. My mom let out a scream, and so did the figure. Then it started weeping. My mom quickly realized it was my sister who had woken up because she heard the floor squeaking outside her bedroom. My mom picked her up and took her downstairs to get her some water before also putting her to sleep. But as they reached the last few steps, my sister asked my mom, "Who is she?" My mom turned around and saw no one. So she asked who my sister was talking about. She pointed to the banister at the top of the stairs. "There's a lady there. She's covered in paint. How is she hanging like that?" My mom fell asleep in my sister's room that night, not wanting to leave her alone. After that my siblings only saw more. And of the same lady too. My mom was telling me stories about the house and mentioned there being a lady in white. My sister said she remembered seeing her, and my brother interrupted to say, "No, I saw the lady in white. Don't take that spooky shit from me," as if it were a joke. But they claim they did see a lot of scary things in that house that made them believe without a doubt that ghosts and evil entities exist. And when they got older, they would rather spend the night watching movies or listening to music than actually going to bed. I almost wish I were alive for those times. I haven't seen or heard anything close to as scary as what they've seen and heard. Thanks for listening to this story. Please don't forget to like our video and subscribe to our channel, it will help us a lot.